Good evening, Hawks fans, and welcome back to another episode of the Atlanta Sports District. I am your host, Russell Spence, coming to you directly after a 126-98 loss to the San Antonio Spurs. Quite honestly, this was our worst performance of the game, worst performance of the year. It was not close. We were tremendously terrible in every facet of basketball tonight. So I'm not going to talk about individual players. I'm not going to talk about offense, defense. I'm going to talk about what we are doing that is getting us killed every time we play a good team. So let's get into it. Firstly, we're unable to get good looks. We are not having good process. We are not doing what it takes to get open looks in the NBA, and a lot of that stems from not having our engine. And I understand that. We don't have our point guard, we don't have our guy who creates open looks. So, what do teams that usually create open looks without having an engine do to create those open looks? They attack and they kick. So, what's our problem today? We were not getting to the paint. We were settling for jumpers early in shot clocks and not getting to the paint with enough consistency. When you don't get to the paint, there is no drive and kick, which means that the three-point looks you're taking are very difficult by your good three-point shooters because nobody is leaving a good three-point shooter open unless they're worried about you dunking the basketball on their head. So, no drive and kick game, no engine to create good offense. What happens then? Well, they put their center on Dyson Daniels and leave him wide open and clog the paint that way, and he didn't punish them. He wouldn't attack, and he also cannot make a jumper to save his life. I don't know what's going on with his jump shot. It is absolutely horrendously, hideously broken right now. It looks like an 8th grader shooting a jump shot right now. And I don't know what to do about that other than say you have to improve. Very obviously, everyone in the NBA went and looked at film of the Atlanta Hawks and said, well, what's the best way to stop them? And the number one way that they came back with after this offseason was let Dyson Daniels shoot. And it's working really well. So, if we want to have better offense, drive and kick, actually attack the paint, have a better process of how you're getting three-point makes. I understand that Quinn's like, you got to shoot him, you got to shoot him, you got to shoot him, you got to shoot him. You got to shoot ones that come from a quality pass and look. We don't get a lot of those. We're just hucking up everything, and no wonder our percentage is bad. On the other end, we're giving up more three-pointers than any other team in the league right now at a much higher clip, where every single night Mr. Bob Rathman on the broadcast has to say, well, they're having an outlier shooting game against the Atlanta Hawks today. This really stinks. They usually don't make this many threes. Well, why does that seem to happen every night, Bob? Why is it that we give up an exorbitant amount of threes every single game? Well, maybe it's because of the way we're defending the three-point line. Because again, we're all about packing the paint. Don't give up the paint. Don't give up the paint. And I agree with that. But you also have to rotate and close out on shooters. We give up more open looks than any team I've ever seen in the history of the game. Wide open opportunities. And they're leaving our shooters open on purpose. We're not leaving their shooters open on purpose. They've got Bloom and Julian Champagny, who's wide stinking open, and he does not miss. They've got Harrison Barnes wide open. They got Devin Vassell wide open. Guys, we do not want to be open or standing with no one in the picture because we are not rotating, because we're protecting the paint. We have this, whatever ideologically how we play basketball, that we take a lot of threes and we don't give up any layups and any dunks. And it's not working. And it hasn't worked in years. 3 to be exact. Since we've started playing like this, it has not worked. It doesn't work. So change something. Figure out why it is that even though we've had talented rosters under Quinn Snyder, we have not been winning games. We had basically this exact same roster minus Jalen last year. Didn't make the playoffs. We can't continue to go down this process. The process we're going with right now is horrid. It does not work. And that leads me to my next point. We just watched yesterday night a group of two men, Asa Newell and Luke Kennard, go minus 19 in the second quarter. And our solution to that was to play the exact same rotations? Whose idea was that? That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen an NBA coach do until the second half came, when they didn't play Mo Gay at all. They took away his minutes and gave them all to Asa, and we got ran off the court again. I don't get it. He's not ready. Stop playing him. It's not hard. It blows my mind. Watch the players who are playing well. Go look at their net ratings. Go look at their offensive ratings with the team's offensive rating when they're on the floor. Go look at their defensive rating when he's on the floor for the team. Go look at them. They're crazy different. The offense is not much better when Ace is on the floor. In fact, it's about the same. And the defense is one of the best in basketball when Mo Gay is on the floor. I mean, for a portion of the year, Mo Gay had a defensive rating that was under 100. Right now, it's at like 111, I believe is when I checked it earlier today, which would be second in the NBA. Play that guy more and stop playing players who can't get stops. It's not difficult. I don't get your process. Playing a lineup that's like Kennard, Veet, Asa, and Jalen, who's not playing well on defense right now, you are asking to give up 100 in 3 quarters. Oh, wait, that's happened 2 nights in a row. One of them being to the 8th win prior to them beating us and getting their 9th win, Charlotte Hornets. The Charlotte Hornets scored 106 points in 3 quarters. The San Antonio Spurs scored 102 points in 3 quarters on our team back-to-back nights. Do we not think that maybe we want to try to do something else? Go look at what players on our team are getting stops and play them more? The 2 best guys who are not playing very much on defense right now are Zachary Richase and Mo Gay. I don't think it's a question of we stop giving those guys a ton of minutes and all of a sudden a team starts scoring a lot of points on us over and over and over again. That's not crazy to think of. Oh, I wonder why that's happening. Well, it's because the guys that we're playing cannot stop anybody. Can't stop a middle schooler. That's what it seems like right now. Like Luke Kennard, there are middle schoolers in America that could score on Luke Kennard every time I'm on the floor. That's the way he's playing defense right now. It's unacceptable. And it's a coaching problem. And if we continue, again, we went all in this offseason. We said we're going to get KP. We're going to get Null. We're going to spend the money. We're going to spend the money. We're going to spend the money. We're going to bring Dyson back. We got a great contract extension for him. We got a great contract extension for Jalen, for Onyeka. All these guys are getting their money. We're going to give everybody the money because we're going all in. If we're getting beat by 30 every time we play a good team, Quinn will get fired before the week's over. How do you have your coaching with your job on the line? And you're making these decisions that do not cognitively, if you have any idea of what you're looking at, they don't make sense. The decisions that this that this coaching staff is making do not make sense. It's a process problem. So, what do you do to fix it? You change your process. We've had the same process problems for 28 games, 29 games now. The same maybe we want to change the process. Change what you're doing because it's not working. And it's not going to work. It's not sustainable. We can't, if you give up 100 points in 3 quarters, you're going to lose every game that happens. Every single one. And look back to when we were playing well after Trey went out. Everybody was talking about how great the Hawks looked. Well, what was the difference? We were playing players who got stops, A. And B, we were playing bad teams. We were beating up on Brooklyn, on Washington, on Utah. Beating up on teams we should beat up on. We're going to a portion of the schedule now where ain't a single team a pushover. If you don't play defense, every single night we will give up 100 points in 3 quarters. If that happens, we will never win a game. And Quinn Snyder will lose his job very quickly. It's getting worse. You can tell on the team's face they aren't believing in what's being sold anymore. Go back and watch the broadcast from tonight. Look at Jalen's face and tell me if you actually believe he thinks this is working. Because he doesn't. Trey doesn't believe it either. He might say they believe it. And that's the thing. I mentioned this the other day, but Quinn Snyder's offense is probably the smartest in all of basketball. Like the actual scheme of how the players move and where they go and what they do. If you just look at it, it's genius. I think he cares more about being an offensive savant than he cares about winning games. That's what it seems like. He's like, well, if we play Mo, the offense is going to be bad. I don't care. Because when you look at it, I'm going to pull it up right now. When you look at it, the only player who played in the rotation tonight, who had a positive plus-minus, was Keaton Wallace. He had +5. But the next closest was Mo Gay at -1. The next best, plus-minus, was Zachary Richase at -13. Not a single other player had a plus-minus that wasn't negative double digits. Because we don't get stops at all right now. When you're playing minutes where Zach's on the floor with Asa. Well, Asa gave up, there were 5 possessions in a row in the second half where they went straight to the rim and shot a layup and no one gave any resistance. And your center on the floor is Asa Newell. He's supposed to be helping protect the paint. Where the heck is your center? God only knows. Nowhere to be found. Doesn't know where he's supposed to be. So why is it that why Zach had a -13? Well, during that little run when he was on the floor with Asa, he was -7. Jalen playing on the floor with these players who can't get stops. Well, nobody's getting stops. Jalen tonight, -15. Putting Onyeka Okongwu on the floor with Asa Newell, -26. Nod, -27. Dyson, -13. Asa, -14. Kennard, -15. Veet, -21. When you play lineups that can't get stops, that's what it looks like. When you play a good team. And San Antonio's a good team. They just beat the #1 team in the league. When you're playing that team, with that guy, Victor Wembanyama, wouldn't it be helpful to have your 7-foot, hyper-athletic, super freak Senegalian man in there to play in? Go back. If you're a Hawks fan, go back and watch this portion of the second half of the first quarter that Mo Gay was in the game. Go back and watch that portion of the game and watch Wembanyama not be able to handle Mo Gay. The dude is supposed to be taking over the league. Could not score on him. He made one kind of freak falling little jumper thing, and the rest of what he did looked like he was afraid. Because he was. Because Mo was right in his hip pocket and he couldn't move. He couldn't breathe. He couldn't do anything. Because we had a lineup on the floor that could get stops. I don't understand having a front office that has put together a team that has people who can get stops. That was the whole point of the offseason. And we still don't play them. It's crazy to me. I'll never understand it. And when Quinn Snyder's fired, again, when, not if, it will happen soon. If it doesn't turn around, it will happen soon. And I think that no matter what, with the way the season's going, and we're the 8th seed, he's going to get fired at the end of the year. So when he gets fired, it will be because of his decision-making of who plays and who doesn't. And if I was Ansi Soleil, I would have already fired him. Because I'm a general manager. I'm Ansi Soleil in this scenario. I put this team together to play defense, and you won't play defense. So you're fired. There you go. And again, I don't hate Asa. I think Asa's got a bright future. He is not ready to play on a team that's trying to win. Luke Kennard, it's a sunk cost. Stop playing him. He's detrimental to what we want to do. Please stop playing him. We should be playing only these players. Trey, Dyson, Zach, Jalen, Onyeka, Mo, Nall, Veet. There's the answer. 8-man rotation. Don't play Keaton. Don't play Kennard. Don't play Asa. Then all those players who are getting the job done, playing pretty well, all of them will get the minutes that they deserve. Because right now, Zach's not getting the minutes he deserves. Mo's not getting the minutes he deserves. Even Veet needs to be playing a little more. He's not getting in the game long enough to get his shots up and to get in rhythm. We're really struggling, and it's all process driven. The process is bad, and the process comes from the head coach down. So, if the process is bad, and the process has been bad for years, what do? You change the person who sets the process. And that's the reason why I think that Quinn Snyder will be fired. That's my prediction. I don't like the prediction. I wish it was different. I think Quinn's a good guy. I wish he was doing a better job. With that being said, let me know your thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe, do all of the YouTube things. Hopefully, we'll turn it around soon. But I don't think it's coming. With that, I hope you have a great day.